Great. Hi, Lauren. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
A great day.
Yeah.
So for my beautiful women and all of the people who's watching right now, Lauren is a relationship and intimacy coach already 5 years, and as well she delivers workshops in Sydney, Australia. I think there is only one Sydney in the planet anyway. So the first question I have is: have you had or been in in a toxic relationship?
Have I been in a toxic relationship?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I have.
Can you tell a
Yeah.
little about that?
Pardon?
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Sure. So it was probably my last long-term relationship. Um, and gosh, it was so long ago. What happened? There just was, how can I describe? He loved putting me down,
Mm,
and he loved, there was never that sense of you're my woman and you're amazing. It was, yeah, it was always you're good, but you're not that good. And I say it now and I'm like, oh my gosh, Paul Loz back then. And you know, I guess
mm,
the whole point of the relationship ending, like it shouldn't have really gone on as long as it did. It should have ended within the first like maybe 9 months. Um, but it yeah, it went on. We moved in together, and I was trying to help it. I was trying to fix it,
mm,
and it came to my birthday, and there was just like a quick succession of so many things that happened where I just clicked in my mind, and I was like, I don't deserve this.
mm.
So I gave him an ultimatum, and he left. He walked out on me on my birthday.
Mm. And how was for you, like at that moment?
Beg your pardon?
How was for you when he left you in your birthday?
It was shocking. Like, I remember telling my friends and telling my dad and because I was going to lunch with my father,
Mm,
and I was like, get up out of bed, like, we've got lunch. Anyway, and my dad was like, don't worry, you'll go home. There'll be flowers there. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel like there's going to be anything there. And then I had dinner plans that night with my girlfriends, and it was supposed to be all girlfriends and partners, and then it just became girlfriends because my partner wasn't there. And he didn't come home until the following night, so on Sunday night. So he left Saturday morning on my birthday and didn't come home Sunday night. And
mm,
it was devastating. I mean, I had to have my entire birthday celebrations without him, and we'd
mm,
planned, you know, family lunch, dinner with friends, dinner and drinks with friends, and then we had things the next day as well, family, where I remember I just cried. I cried through my entire family lunch,
mm.
and my mom was beautiful. She just like rubbed my back and was like, just get it out, like it's okay. Like it was really nice to be supported by my family, and they were there like celebrating with me, but I'm like beside myself, like
Grieving,
devastated.
yeah, grieving for the
Yeah.
relationship, and so that was. So it was you when you realized I cannot handle this anymore, and I need to talk to him about it. It was you, or he
uh
decided to left you?
th- yeah, there was no talking. It was like, I deserve better. This is my birthday, and you've made no effort. And we had plans to see each other the night before, and he didn't come home. And I called him repetitively throughout the night, asking him when he was going to come home, and he was out drinking heavily. And it might not sound bad, but
It is bad. Drinking heavily. That
yeah, it was,
sentence for me is
yeah.
like, ooh.
Yeah, and there was a couple of functions where he was coming to my friends' engagements and stuff like that, and he would be invited, and then he would go and write himself off, and then he'd not want to come with me. And I'm like, we're a team. Like, we're a partnership. Like, you're
Mm,
invited, you're catered for.
mm.
Like, you come. So, then he'd have to go sit in the car. Like, it was embarrassing. Like, I think
So it's like a really good you are out of it because
totally.
a couple of years ago when I was delivering my workshops was a woman in the 50 plus years old, and she was telling me that she was going through a divorce with her husband because she couldn't handle his behavior anymore because as well their kids were older, like at 20 plus years old, and this woman was describing her relationship how you are describing yours. So I
Yeah,
could say good on you that you are not in that relationship because if you
yeah.
were staying in there it's like a so it, like the energy go low and it's like a exhausted.
Yeah, it's soul destroying. Like, yeah,
And
no.
I remember this woman was telling me that she tried to apologize him all the time when he didn't show up to a party with her friends, and all the time has to like be the mommy for him.
Uh, mm,
Like, yeah, like be the mommy for him, apologizing him or apologizing him because he didn't show up or because he was totally drunk. And it's like,
mm,
oh dear, yeah, I
mm,
could get what you are saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was probably like my long-term toxic.
How
I've
long?
met guys before. 2.5 years we were together.
Okay.
Um, and then, I've met guys and spent time with guys that, for the first month they're like amazing, and the second month I'm like, who are you? Like, you're completely. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's like, you were so lovely, and now you're horrible. And yeah, I mean,
I have a question before you keep going in there. Um, how long took you to build yourself up after that toxicity or toxic relationship? Okay.
yeah, good question. I think like a few years, a few years. I think there was an element of me also just having to work on myself as well. So
Mm,
after that relationship demised, a lot of my friends broke up with their partners
mm,
around the same time. So we were all single, but then they all went on and met partners and then were getting married. It's kind of like in my life, it was kind of like everyone came to this crossroad and everyone turned right and got married and bought houses and had children. And I just was at the crossroads still like, what about me? Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
that's when I found coaching and I started to study NLP and human behavior, because I have no idea how I felt this, but I knew that I could only change me. So I had to change something within me.
Mm,
So, and I for so long was very unsatisfied in my career. So that was always at the forefront of my mind, is that I don't actually want to be in the corporate world. I don't actually want to be doing what I'm doing. And I was flirting with all different types of careers, but nothing was sticking. Nothing was really lighting me up.
mm,
And then I had this personal situation where I was meeting a lot of guys, but none that I really wanted to spend any quality time with. And then all my girlfriends are like getting married and having children. And
mm,
I started to get a lot of anxiety because I was like, I've always been that person that's always had things going on. I've always been traveling, or my career, I did well in my career. I earned a lot of money in my career. I had a lot of spare cash to do things with my life, which is probably what kept me in my career for a lot longer
mm,
than what I should have been. But everything's perfect and you move at the perfect time.
mm,
So there was this moment in my life where I was like, I don't actually have anything to talk about with my friends because they're all talking about buying houses and renovating houses and children and engagements and marriages. And so I started to get a lot of anxiety, and I remember this, I used to cry before going to meet them for lunch, and I was like, this is unhealthy because these are my mates. Like, these are the
mm,
people who I've grown up with.
mm,
And I remember like thinking, okay, what have I been doing lately? Like, what's something exciting that I can talk about? Because they're all going to be talking about exciting things that I can't contribute to. And so look, I think after the relationship there was this process of me actually just spending time with me,
Mm,
getting to know who I am, what's my purpose, where am I going, what kind of life do I want to create myself for myself, and then also, what are my belief structures that have brought me to this point that has created the life that I have right now, and what do I need to change there in order to create the life that I want.
mm,
So looking back, it's all perfect. Like the relationship ended at the perfect time to give me that time and space to breathe, to really find strength within myself that I can create my destiny, I can create my life. So how do I want that to look and feel? And
mm.
yeah, so a few years.
A few years. Yes,
Yeah.
agree. Um, the next question.
Can I
Okay,
also
great.
just say, can I say
Yeah.
it's never ending as well. Like
Is
I'm
it what?
constantly, like now that you're on this path of constantly learning, it's never ending. Like I'm
Mhm.
forever learning. I'm forever investing in myself now. I'm forever understanding myself. And my relationships are so much different now because I can take responsibility in them where I wasn't before. So that's probably why the relationships went on for a lot longer than what they really should have.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with with this like a lifetime. The self-discover and exploring. I keep growing,
Yeah,
and yes, sincerely,
yeah,
because in my case, how I was in my relationship, I was the toxic. Now listening to you, like the codependence. So you were
yeah.
like at the side of the codependence who cares for the partner, like I look after. In my
Yeah.
case, I was attacking, destroying. Another level of codependence, manipulative. When he didn't listen to me, I was trying to attack him to be listened, to be heard. Yeah, and from
Mm,
there to realize about it, and as well, it was like doing everything for him and everything.
mm,
And just when I stopped everything to do for him, to tell him what to do and not to do, I start to look inside of myself first. It's like I change the focus from him to me, and from
mm,
there it's like I to explore what's going on here. Because
mm.
in my case, I didn't grow up with a family where it's mom and dad together. It is mom, no, it is my grandma and my dad and an uncle were living in the house and another auntie. So it's not really mixed
Oh wow.
family where
Yeah.
and now listening to you, I understand different things about me. In your case, you went to coaching because you want to improve yourself straight away. You knew that. In my case, it's
Yeah.
like I know about people's life and stuff like that. Yeah, really good at that. But at the same time, it's like a too much ego. Like I know it all.
Mm,
So I have to
mm,
face myself to break that down. It's like I don't know it
mm,
all. Yeah,
mm.
I can see people's life. I can tell, but I have to know me more.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
For that reason, I went to coaching too. It's like how can I know more? Plus, like underneath, face myself
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
to put down all of those barriers about you know what I mean, controlling others, manipulating others. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's not an easy journey to really look at yourself.
Oh, no.
Um,
It is scary.
and
For me, it has been like a scary.
yeah.
Somehow I didn't want to face myself. I
Yeah.
realized a couple of years ago when I was still studying coaching, it's like I'm afraid to cry. And it was
Mm,
saying to myself, I was exploring with myself, why are you afraid to cry? I don't know. I'm not sure if I can handle to be a mess, but it's like,
mm,
just cry. But to be a
mm,
mess, it's like, wow, the
mhm.
big cry, where the whole suburb knows you're crying. Yeah, so for me, it has been a challenge, but going through the other side, because anyway, I have to do the work. I have to cry loud and all those stuff. In the other side,
Mm,
it's like so releasing, it's so
mm,
calm. It's like I needed this. I need
mhm.
the cry. Yeah.
Mm, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we need to feel all the emotions,
Mm,
rage and despair and sadness. Yeah, it's healthy. But we don't get taught this.
of course not. But what about boundaries? the other day I was setting up a boundary, and it was like with an icky feeling of it is okay to do this. And after I said to myself, yes, it is okay to do this. And when I did it, it's like a grew up, but internally, I don't know how to explain that. But according to my own experience with me, it's like when I set up the boundary, it is stop being the little girl and become the woman because
Hmm.
it's, they don't know how to express boundaries. They don't know that,
Yeah.
but we as
Yeah.
adults, it is okay to express boundaries.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I wanted to ask you as well about with the codependency, how was your sexual life before? Because of course now it's totally different. um, yeah, like you were in my case, I was so afraid of everything. Like no, don't want to have that and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For that particular relationship, it wasn't like, we connected sexually at the beginning of the relationship, but then it died out and died out and died out.
Mm,
And to the point where, yeah, like when we moved in, we lived with each other for about 5 months, and I think we made love 3 times. So for me, who is a very sexual person and my highest love language is touch, it was really tough for me. But I had no idea about love languages and how to actually express them to someone.
mm,
And when your relationship is kind of in the toilet, you think, oh, what kind of fun, exciting things can I bring into it? So I would say, oh, do you want to do a bit of kinky stuff, or like get a paddle? And he'd laugh at me, and I'm like, oh.
mm.
I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're not doing that. um but I've been in relationships previous to that where we've been so connected sexually. So
Because
but that was
now
also.
you now as a intimacy coach that you are now, so you help
Mm,
that kind of woman where is in that stage of fear to having sex or to exploring
mm,
more in that
yeah,
area. So tell us about that.
yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I help women who have no connection with their body, don't lubricate, have never orgasmed, are very caught in their heads when it comes to having sex, and still run off the paradigm or the old narrative that sex is for the man, and their pleasure doesn't matter. Um, there's lots of women who come and I work with who are dating men, and it's about really finding their worth within themselves, that sex is really just the icing on the cake. It's the cherry on top of everything. It's not something to enter into really quickly, because you don't even know if you like that person. And it's more so also educating women around how they're wired sexually, how many orgasms they can have, how beautiful self-pleasure is, and that ritual and that practice. I bring a lot of tantric practices into my coaching, and also letting them understand that if you're when you sleep with someone, you take on their energy, and your body naturally creates a bond to that person. So
Mm,
that's why after you sleep with someone, you can feel like, oh, this person's like perfect for me, like, I really like them, when in actual fact we're not compatible with them at all. We've just had sex, and our body is releasing a lot of hormones to create that bond for procreation, because our bodies are so wise and wiser than us, really, and they're always communicating to us. So a very foundational part of my coaching is really getting women to be more embodied, listen to themselves, listen to their intuition, connect with their womb, connect to their pussy, their vagina, yoni, however you describe it, and really step into that, owning their sexuality as a woman. And from there, that's when good sex starts.
now I was afraid to accept I was a woman somehow, but 3 years ago something triggered me, and from it's like like a lot of self acceptance in there. Yeah.
Yeah, so much, so much. Yeah, definitely. And
Mm,
knowing that you are beautiful and sexy.
yeah.
And unfortunately, we're sold so many subliminal messages, and we're well, not even subliminal, but messages through advertising is like it's right there, that you need to be a size, I don't know, 000. Do you know what I mean? It's like women are beautiful, we're soft, we're curvaceous, and we have cellulite. Everyone has cellulite, and we have stretch marks, and that's all beautiful. And when you fall in love and find yourself sexy, that's when the man actually responds so much more to you.
Yeah,
If
I have
you're
seen that.
enjoying it, he's going to enjoy it so much more. He's not there to make you feel sexy. You need to feel sexy within yourself. And then he really gets into it as well. I was having this conversation with my partner just recently, if I can be quite kind of
Hmm?
explicit.
Yeah, fine.
We're talking about fellatio, and he was like, your technique is amazing. And I said, half of the reason why you think I'm so good is because I enjoy it and I like it, and I like doing it, and I like pleasing you. That's half the battle won, really. Like, I want to be there. If you don't want to be there, he's going to feel it. It's like women can notice when a man is not being present with them. Men can notice that too.
Mm, that's really interesting.
Hmm.
I like it. I would love to talk to you like a long time because every time it's like when we speak, I have another question to ask for the
Ask
next
another
one and after for the
question.
next one, you know? I love it. Let me see the next question. I have everything written in here. Okay. What makes you pivot to intimacy coach from relationship coach?
Okay, so relationship coaching I came first, and I was working primarily with couples and or one half of the relationship. But I
Mm,
really just noticed that there were a lot of sexless relationships, and I don't know, I just really like sex. Like, I'm really confident and comfortable talking about it. I'm really comfortable making people at ease around their body and their sexuality, and it's kind of just always been something that's very natural for me. So
mm,
it just seemed very natural that I would move into intimacy sex coaching and allow people just to, yeah, step into that normalness and the beauty that is their sexuality. um, so it was a process. You know, I didn't start out as an intimacy coach, but it definitely, yeah, I guess when I look back, I'm like, it was always going to happen. Because I'm just so comfortable talking about these kind of things.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And I love to as well. I think it's because I was denying my sexuality. I don't know, somehow. Oh, you cannot do that because you're a woman. You cannot do X, Y, and Z
mm,
because you're a girl and stuff like that. It's like I denied it
mm,
myself, but somehow it's like I wanted to say it. Like I somehow I
mm,
was trying to prove I am a woman many, many years ago. And after the trigger and after facing myself, it's like accepting my whole like the body I came here into to this earth.
yeah.
And it's really, really important. And from there, keep exploring, and keep stalking you in Instagram.
Yep, you can definitely stalk that. There's lots of stuff there.
Like, oh, I like that. So, where people can find you?
Where can people find me? So my website, laurenblundell.com. I'm also on Facebook at Lauren Blundell Relationship and Intimacy Coach, and on Instagram, laurenblundell.coach. So yeah.
Great. I will put all of the your social media in the in the description
Thank
below,
you.
so that people
Thank
can find you easily. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions about intimacy or about what we talked today, please write it in the comment below. And after I will get back to you. If there is a question for Lauren, you can do it straight away to her Instagram or in here, and I will message her that you comment something about her. So see you next time, guys. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you. Thanks so much.